hope they investigate and figure out what happened. But yeah, that's very sad.
Miles away in Texas, a Harding University graduate is shot and killed Thursday after a Dallas officer off duty at the time said she mistakenly walked into the wrong apartment.
And now that officer, whose identity has not been released at this time, is at the center of a manslaughter investigation. Officials
addressing the public about 26-year-old Botham Jean's death earlier this afternoon. Authorities say the officer was returning home from her shift and entered Jean's apartment thinking it was her own.
They say it's unclear right now what interaction took place between the two before the shooting. Of course, mother is grieving at this point. She's got a lot of questions of her own about the officer who pulled the trigger.
But I need to look into her eyes and ask her why she did that to my son. He didn't deserve to die like that. And the explanation does not make sense.
The Texas Rangers have been called in to conduct a separate independent investigation. Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated as more details are released.
And certainly what we know right now just adds up to a terrible tragedy that happened. And today, those in the university family here at Harding are struggling with the news.
KRK4's Caitlin Reardon was on campus talking with people who remember Botham as a bright light. Caitlin.
Well, Bob and Ashley, students and faculty say that he was so influential in his time at Harding. He was very involved in activities on campus and never met a stranger.
Let the weak say I am strong.
We have Daily Chapel here at Harding, and he was a frequent song leader.
Jana Rucker was a Harding parent when Botham Jean was a student. He came to Harding all the way from his native St. Lucia. She remembers him as a standout young man who touched a lot of people's lives and was a spiritual leader at the university. Friday morning, Jean was remembered from a pulpit where he led many chapel sessions in song.
Botham was known to everyone when he was here on campus.
Students and friends of Jean woke up to the news of his tragic death.
And when I read it, I just didn't believe it, especially the circumstance in which, he passed was very strange.
Dallas police say Jean was killed by an officer who entered his apartment thinking it was hers and shot him.
Everybody has sad stories in their life, but I mean, this is a whole new level, and it's just kind of, I don't really think it's truly sunk in yet that he's gone.
A motivated young man who never met a stranger. Friends say Jean was a big part of the school.
He would remember facts about you and who you were and where you were from and what you're doing, and he always cared about, what was going on in your life.
While it's hard for those who loved him to smile right now, they'll find a way to.
He definitely doesn't want people to worry about him, and that he's smiling down from above right now.
And the university says Jean was also a song leader at his church in Dallas before his death. Bob and Ashley.
Caitlin, thanks very much. We will be following this story very closely in the coming days. Be sure to stay with KARK, both here on the air and on our social media sites. You can also go to KARK.com for the very latest.